It's showtime, folks.
Absolute cinema, baby. Absolute cinema. 2-0 Blackhawks win. And Jonathan Toews returned to the United Center. Taser back in Chicago. Captain Sirius himself. And the Blackhawks take the dub. 2-0 versus the Winnipeg Jets. And break the losing streak. Get back to victory lane. Our 20th win of the year. Connor Bedard's 20th goal of the year. And we are back, baby. Spencer Knight shutout. Big game for him. 32 save shutout for Spencer Knight. Outdueling the Vezina winner, Connor Hellebuck in net. Big game for the Blackhawks. And just a big game in general. I was there. Bjork memes. Justin Lynch himself was there in attendance. And just a very emotional game. This isn't going to be a video of great analyzation of the game itself. We'll get into a little bit, but I most just want to talk about the event as a whole. And that's what this game was. This was an event. Just an electric atmosphere in the United Center. I've been to many Blackhawks games in my life since I've been a kid. I think my first game I attended was the 07-08, rookie seasons for Toews and Kane. And I think every year since I've attended at least one game. Most years I've attended multiple games. The last few years I've probably attended 5+ games a year since I've been, doing the Bjork Memes account, getting this team further, covering it more. Trying to go to more games, as much games as I can. And I've even had, partial season ticket plans for some years. And yeah, I would say of all the games I've been to, which I don't know the exact number, but just it's a lot of games. This is probably the loudest and most electric I've ever seen that building. Like, it was something else, man. And I've been to playoff games too, back in the day, way back in the day. And I think that's the loudest I've ever seen that arena. Specifically for Jonathan Toews' video tribute and just standing ovation. He took 5 separate laps around the United States just because the fans just would not stop cheering. We would not stop cheering. I don't know how long it lasted. It felt like it went on for at least 5 minutes. Patrick Kane's was crazy. Like, Patrick Kane's 2 years ago was pretty nuts. There was a lot going on in that game as well. Chris Chelios' jersey number retirement as well. There's a lot going on in that game. Hawks Wings as well, which is a great rivalry. But I think this topped that. I think it lasted longer. I think it was louder. I mean, I wasn't at that game, but just based on what I've witnessed in attendance in this game, like, that's the loudest I've ever seen that arena. I wasn't there for the Chicago Stadium days, but that's probably as close as you could get to that, because I know like the sound of the arena would bounce off the walls in the old Chicago Stadium. That's what it felt like, man. Just the place was absolutely electric, and you could see it in Jonathan Toews, you could see how emotional he was. You could see it in his eyes, and that man right there, the Captain Sirius himself. Best captain in Blackhawks history, amongst the best players in Blackhawks history. 3 Stanley Cups, Conn Smythe winner, Selke Trophy winner, Messi Leadership Award, Olympic gold medalist. Go down the list of achievements of him. He's won everything there is to win, and he didn't have to do this, man. Like, Toews could have called it a career. He could have called it quits 3 years ago, right? He had nothing else to prove. The fact that after being away from the game for 2 years, that went through all that rehab and time in India, to work on his health and get back into playing shape, and he's made his return at this age. Being away from the game for 2 years, like, it's a testament to his character, man, and just a testament to his drive. Because most players wouldn't go through all that effort, to come back. And it's not the first time he's done it too. I mean, he missed a year during his Blackhawks days and was able to come back despite that, dealing with the chronic immune response syndrome and long COVID, but still came back for 2 years. Wasn't the same player. You could see it, right? Wasn't the same player, and, hadn't played the last 2 years. And, but still, he's come back once again. And yeah, like, this isn't prime Jonathan Toews anymore. Like, let's be real. Like, he's definitely well past his prime. But hey, 37 years of age to miss that much time and still be a valuable player in the NHL. There's still so many things that he's just as good at as he was his prime years. I mean, you look at faceoffs, he's still amongst the tops in the NHL. I believe he's at 63%. And he's still as smart as he's ever been, right? He's been heating up a lot of late. I think, before this game, I think he had goals in 3-4 straight games, something like that. 7 goals, 11 assists, 48 games. So the stats aren't crazy, but, like, it's not to be expected, right? Like, he was brought in there to be kind of a middle six, contributor, right? And not really for his offensive abilities at this age, but just for Toews, it's his all-around game, right? He's just as good, if not better, at the defensive zone as he is at the offensive zone. And he provides those intangibles as a leader, right? always a winner to a Jets club that could use it, come playoff time. But I don't know if the Jets going to make the playoffs this year, though, because they're the last in the Sound Show and kind of fallen off a bit this year. But still, I have to think, Jonathan Toews, to have the Winnipeg-born man, back as a Jet himself, definitely got to be a boost to that team, to that locker room. I'm sure that they're appreciating the efforts of the captain for what he provides, to the team, both on and off the ice. You'll not find many better leaders in the game than Jonathan Toews, and yeah, just this was an emotional game. Like I'm gonna repeat myself a lot in this video, but just like this definitely brought me back to my childhood, man. Like that man right there, like he made my childhood, man. Taser made my childhood. I mean, all these guys back there did, all those Blackhawks legends. But Taser was the heartbeat of that team. He was the heartbeat of those teams. Maybe not the best Blackhawk all time, right? I think, Kaner probably clears him from that regard. But I think I think Taser was the most important player of the Dynasty Blackhawks, right? Not just for what he provided, on the ice, but off the ice as well. And just his all-around game. Like, in his prime, I don't think there was a better all-around player than Jonathan Toews, right? Really no weaknesses, just such a smart, intelligent player, does all the right things, not going to make mistakes, especially, late in the game, the clutch moments, Captain Sears is going to step up his game. And come playoff time, he was always even better than he was in the regular season. So the big game moments you need to step up, you could always count on Taser to step up. And yeah, it was just a joy to see him back in the United States. Very weird. Very odd seeing him as an opponent, in Jets colors. But, if there's a team to see him make his return, I think the Winnipeg Jets makes a lot of sense. His hometown, and I'm sure for him, playing for his childhood team, has been, a treat. So, probably it's a lot easier watching Toews play for the Jets than is watching Patrick Kane play for the Detroit Red Wings. A lot easier, right? Much easier to stomach, because not really consider the Jets a rival. Yeah, they're a Central Division, but not really consider them a rival, right? The Red Wings are a rival, but yeah, no. And Taser, he can still play, Again, not the same player, like, he doesn't really have the speed that he used to, but, he still has those intangibles, man. Like, I thought he was very noticeable in this game, too. Like, he kind of just parks himself in front of the crease looking for tips, things like that. But as he knows, he doesn't really have, like, the shot that he used to. He doesn't have the speed that he used to and just the skills. But he still has the hockey IQ. The hockey IQ hasn't left him, right? And you can see, I think he's showing some good chemistry there, guys like Perfetti there, I think, on that second, third line there for the Jets. So he looked good on the power play too, like with Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Morrissey. I think he's been a good fit there in the Jets power play of late. That's where he's getting a lot of his production. Recently got his 900th point ahead of this game. So they come out strong here of late, right? Took him a lot of time, right? To kind of shake off the rust, but I think he's definitely getting back into it. He's looking like Jonathan Toews. So. Yeah, a lot of other cool things about this game. It's just like the people that were there in attendance. I mean, not just me. Caleb Williams, the Iceman himself, was there in attendance. Pretty cool to see him there. Obviously, unfortunately, the Bears season ended yesterday versus the Rams, which you hate to see it, but still, hell of a season for the Bears, right? Been a lot of fun to watch, treat to watch, and future's bright. Not only for this Blackhawks team, but for Chicago sports on the whole. I think Chicago sports in good hands of Connor Bedard and Caleb Williams leading the front, and good to see Williams there. He's wearing the black Bedard jersey there. It's pretty cool. Bedard wore his Caleb Williams jersey ahead of a Hawks game, so it's pretty cool to see Williams repaying the favor there. It's pretty cool. So it seems like Bedard and Williams are pretty good buddies. They're always reposting each other's highlights on Instagram. So it feels like those two definitely get on pretty well. Maybe they're good friends off the ice, off the field. So it's pretty cool to see Chicago sports legends coming together. Not just Williams. I'm not a Cubs fan, but PCA was there too. You're sitting next to him, so that's pretty cool as well. And a few other Blackhawks legends were there. Christopher Stieg and Andrew Shaw were there. They sounded the horn before the game there as well. Obviously, there are a lot of Hawks legends that were there on Saturday. It looked like a lot of them stuck around for Jonathan Toews' return game, which isn't really surprising. So that was pretty cool as well. So yeah, just the atmosphere in the United Center was electric for this game. It was pretty cool as well. It was a joy to meet some of my followers and fans there as well. I stopped a few times, to talk and for pictures and the like. So it made me feel like a celebrity. So I appreciate my fans and my followers. For the people there that I got to talk to and interact with, was great. And that's what makes the hockey community so great. The Blackhawks community so great is that interaction, that community. So just Blackhawks fans coming together, man. It's always great. The United Center, great to be back. The United Center is my first game there in a couple months. I think since the Ducks game in November. It's been a while. Been too long since I last been to a game, and just, man, the place was great. The anthem was great with Cornelison and Gene Honda saying Jonathan Toews' name once again. It's been too long since we've heard that. So that was pretty cool as well. Every time that the arena would show him that Jumbotron too, the fans would go crazy. Every time he touched the puck, man, it's like, yeah, he was the center of attention in this game, and deservedly so. But But yeah, we should probably talk about the game a little bit. I mean, the Blackhawks, though, I mean, must be said, Toews would not get his revenge. Unlike Patrick Kane, when he came to town and defeated us for the first time, and he had the overtime winner in that game. Jonathan Toews was not as lucky, man. The Blackhawks kind of stole Toews' thunder in this game, and it played a very nice, strong game, which Hawks needed. They lost 3-4 straight games hanging. This one, the Blackhawks definitely needed to snap out of the slump, break the losing streak, and at home ice, and on a Monday night, especially if the stakes being as high as they were, I think this was a much needed victory here to close out the banner celebrations. And Hawks played a strong game. Spencer Knight, biggest reason why we won this game, 32 save shutout, made a lot of big stops to this one for sure. The Jets, they didn't have their shortage of opportunities, man. They outshot us in this game and generally outpossessed us. I definitely felt like more of the game was played in our zone compared to the Jets zone. They got the majority of chances and a few power plays as well, but PK was good, and Spencer Knight led the way, man, on the defensive end, made a lot of big saves, and which is good to see. I think he's back to a 500 record there, and 252 goals against, 913 save percentage, and this team is pretty impressive. So, I think after Bedard, our most valuable player of the year for sure. I think you can make the argument he's our most valuable player of the year, Spencer Knight. So, another big game for him. Good to see him get another shutout there. Definitely holding on a thread there, man. This game we had a 1-0 lead. I'm like, I don't know if it's going to stick, man. I could totally see the Jets scored a late one here to force overtime, but it never happened. We were able to slam the door shut. The one, 2 goals in this game. One that came from Jason Dickinson. Good to see a rare Dickinson goal in the big 25-26. So, kind of a nice shot there. Nice night there. Plenty of time and space to work with. And that was enough to fool Connor Hellebuyck there. Donato and Vlasic with the assists. Vlasic got a multi-assist game. He also assisted on the last goal of the game for the Blackhawks, courtesy of Connor Bedard. Eli Mikheyev gets a primary. Mikheyev could have easily put it in himself, but clearly just really wanted to see Connor Bedard get that 20th goal of the season, and he was very unselfish there. Just gave the puck to Bedard, and Bedard sealed the first 20th goal of the year. Yeah, it's an empty netter, but still, good to see Bedard getting the board. His first goal back since coming back from injury. Took him a little longer than expected, right? Took him 5 games, but he did the little monkey off the back celebration there, so good to see for Bedsy, man. 20 goals, 20 assists, 48 points, 36 games. And now that he's broken the goal drought there, I think he's going to go on a tear now for the rest of this real run here before the Olympic break. We still got some games left here, and I think Bedard's going to heat up here. Hopefully his Blackhawks team will heat up too, right? Because we were playing some really good hockey at the start of the 2026 calendar year. We went through a bit of a rough patch here, but hopefully this game will be the first of many to come here, and we'll get back cooking here. Definitely a big game for the playoff picture as well. I mean, with that, it's our 20th win of the year. We improved to 20, 22, and 7, 47 points, and we are 4 points out of a wild card spot for the playoffs, and 4 points are just 2 wins. So we're right in the thick of it. We're right in the mix. So, definitely a big game from that regard, just to kind of get back on track there for sure. And, we've got a couple days off here, a couple days of rest for the next game, Thursday versus the Carolina Hurricanes. And, I was there tonight, and I'll also be there for that Thursday game. Yeah, I decided to go on a little road trip to Carolina. I just really want to see the Frank Nazar return game, clearly. It's not confirmed, but it seems like it's a very good chance that Frank Nazar will be back for the Blackhawks on Thursday, which would be a great boost for this team. I think we've definitely been missing his speed of late for sure. So hopefully get Frank the Tank back in there, get this team fully healthy, and we can have a good finish here to the this little run before the Olympic break. But yeah, I think getting Nazar back would be huge. I know he's been practicing and more in the bubble. Obviously, he broke his jaw more in the bubble. He's doing his best rookie year Connor Bedard impression when he broke his jaw and came back from the bubble. So the league ain't ready for bubble Frank Nazar, man. The league ain't ready for bubble Frank Nazar. I think the aura will be off the charts, and I think he's going to cook, man. I think he's going to cook coming back from injury, and I think Bedard will be happy to see him back as well. So those two should cook, and hopefully, get this team kind of back on a bit of a run here, and really get us back in the playoff picture. Get us kind of get us competing up there with the Sharks, so we should be, man. We should be up there with them, and I think we will be. When fully healthy, I think we're just as good, if not better than they are. So hopefully we can show that here. But Thursday should be a big game at Carolina on Thursday. Obviously, the Canes are one of the top teams in the East, one of the top teams in the league, and so that'll be a big test for this Blackhawks team. But hopefully we can come away with that one and make it consecutive wins and go a bit of a run here. Go on a bit of a run. Yeah, we hopefully would do that and keep the B-Hawk memes attendance streak alive. Yeah, keep that little run going. Good to see. Good to see. I was told I was bad luck. But hey, the last couple games I've been to in attendance, we've won both of them. So I don't know. I think the bad luck's starting to go away here. And I think I bring a bit of luck to this team. So, I won't take any credit. Just my humility. I'm just too extraordinarily humble. But, I think that's all I got for this one. Definitely a big game for sure, for all the headlines, all the storylines. And, it was great to see Taser back at the UC. And good to see a Blackhawks win. And hopefully many more to come here. All right, that's all I got for this one. Justin Lynch, B-Hawk Memes out. And, if you like this content, subscribe to the channel. I believe I'm We're at 754 subs times recording, so really appreciate the support a lot. It means the world to me. And yeah, if you like this content, like the video, share it around friends, family. If you enjoy this video, enjoy this content. All right, thank you all so much for watching. We will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Justin Lynch, Biak Memes out. Boop.